The pandemic hit El Paso County very hard. 13% unemployment. Well, today we talk about solutions and opportunities, which means we talk to the Workforce Solutions Borderplex. They've got innovative new ideas to get people a resume and a great job and training, all free of charge. We focus on women. One of the biggest problems women face is childcare. There's so much to talk about. The pandemic has been, let's just be honest, horrible in every possible way. Medically, it has also been bad on families, and it has been horrible for the economy. At one point, El Paso County had a 13% unemployment rate, one of the highest in the nation. And all of these jobs that everybody was doing before the pandemic hit suddenly vanished, leaving these people to look for a solution. And the key is solution. Joining me now is Leila Melendez. She's the CEO of Workforce Solutions Borderplex. Nice to have you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
Okay, so we've got a couple of key words we want to talk about. We want to talk about opportunity and we want to talk about solutions. So we have people that are pretty desperate, to be honest. They're hurting, they lost their jobs. It all starts at, of course, the unemployment office, but Workforce Solutions is not the unemployment office, is it?
No, that's right. We are the re-employment office. You come to us to help you get re-employed, get back on your feet, and we provide you that opportunity to get back out there, better improved you.
Okay, so let's talk about that. You'd mentioned that at one point you've had 100,000 people come through your doors. 100,000
Yes,
people?
unfortunately, when COVID hit, it hit everywhere at the same time. You know, usually events happen to a specific area, but COVID hit at the same time for across the country, and so everybody was having this unemployment crisis at the same time, and that happened, you know, here in El Paso as well. And so we just started to see record numbers of people losing their jobs and coming to us for help, and so there was immediate support for them, and over the last 10 months we have spent adapting ourselves and responding to all of those needs.
Now, would you say there's a particular industry or industries that were most affected by the COVID-19 pandemic?
Yes, right off the bat, it's been food and beverage and tourism related types of jobs, and really that industry across the board, not only in El Paso, but really across the country.
Okay, so these people come in, and education level, is it usually very high, or are these jobs normally service type jobs?
Right, it varies, but most of those are entry level to mid management types of jobs. So, you know, we're trying our best to try to find them opportunities to upskill and improve themselves, learn a little bit while they're at home, and before we can put them back out into the job market.
Economic first responders. I love it. Okay, Leila, we have gone through all the negative. Now let's talk solutions. So when we come back, if you're in the situation where you're in the unemployment line, we've got the solutions for you, and they're very creative. Coming up next. Welcome back, because this show is about solutions. Workforce Solutions Borderplex. And joining me is the CEO, Leila Melendez. Okay, Leila, we've talked about all the bad. Now let's talk about some good. Of course, the process when you lose your job starts at the unemployment office. We pay that insurance in our check so that if ever we lose our job, we're going to be covered, at least partly. But eventually you got to find a job. So somebody's gone, they've filed for unemployment, then they come see you. It's required that they come and see you. So walk us through a best case scenario. Where does it start? Let's say I'm at home and I don't have any internet. I don't have a resume. I don't have a car. I mean, are there people like that?
There are a lot of people like that, and all of those stories vary, and we have a solution for each person or each case like that. And so we can help you with transportation costs. We can help you with a resume if you've never had one before. That was definitely a case. There were a lot of people that had never been on unemployment and had never had to look for a job before. They've worked all their lives. We can help you create a resume for today, for the current market. And then we can also help you with some of those training costs, or something if you need to learn a new skill or some digital literacy. So we can provide all of those different solutions.
Okay, so you're out of work, and while you're looking for a job, of course, now Workforce Solutions, what's the fee for all of these services for getting a...
Zero.
Zero. This
Right.
is...
This is a public service.
This is a public service.
That's right.
So that's very valuable.
Absolutely.
Okay, now you have my complete interest. So you're helping me get my resume ready. And you also help me with training. Now you say, okay, if you're out of work, don't waste the time.
That's right.
Learn a new skill. And you have a whole array of classes that people can take free?
We have a huge catalog online, over 5,000 free courses, several of those with industry-based certificates that actually are like post-secondary certificates that you would normally have to pay for. Right now they are free. Project management certificates, human resources certificates, accounting type certificates. So this is an opportunity to stay productive, learn as many skills as you can, and emerge a better person than you did when COVID started. So this is a great opportunity we're going to help you not panic and to stay focused and be productive and get you in the right place.
Okay, so we say a little prayer. We sign up for unemployment benefits. We go into Workforce Solutions Borderplex, start the process, get the resume ready, look for jobs available. There may be something available right away you don't know about.
That's right.
And you have a direct connection to all the jobs available.
Yes, we have relationships with employers and businesses all across the region and even across the state and across the country. Especially now, working from home is a big thing. So we can tap into a lot of those jobs. So we will help you job search.
So is it getting better? Are the jobs starting to slowly come back online?
They are coming back very slowly, different industries at different pace, and also the jobs are a little bit different also. So it's something very interesting we need to pay attention to.
Okay, that's important. The job may have changed.
That's
so
right.
The old job you had, that may not be the same.
That's right.
Well, how is that changing?
A lot of it centers around technology. Regardless of what the job is, you need to start to learn digital literacy. So if you worked in the back office, you need to maybe learn a little bit of the front office. You maybe, if you created a widget or you worked in the kitchen, maybe you now also have to learn a little bit of social media presence, a little bit of marketing as well. So a little bit of cross-skilling, having multiple skills, like multitasking, but multiple skills is very valuable.
Okay, you've changed it where people don't have to come to your office. You've sent out your mobile units. Tell about these job tools.
These are our pop-up solutions in a box.
Pop-up solutions in a box. What does that do? Where does that go?
So we have several offices, brick and mortar offices across the region. But something that we've learned that changed us over COVID is not everybody can get to us. That itself is a barrier to some people. So we are going out into the community. So we're gonna have these pop-up trailers that we can stand up. They have Wi-Fi, they have tables, tents, printers and scanners, everything if you need to print your resume somewhere. And we're going to work with community partners, and we're gonna be out there in the community closer to where you live so we can reach you and provide better service.
Okay, now I'm excited. Job training, free resume, you can build up your skills while you're waiting for that job opportunity, an endless list of jobs. I love it. Leila, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, coming up, for unemployed females, that presents a whole different set of problems. And we're going to talk to an expert who's got a women's solution. Coming up next. We're talking about solutions for people who have become unemployed due to the pandemic. In El Paso County, we already were a poor county. And if you're a female, you have a whole different array of problems and burdens and obstacles to overcome. 30,000 households in El Paso are headed by females. And there's a 1 in 4 chance that every one of those households is in poverty. I'm going to introduce you to a woman who said that's not good enough for women. Bianca Cervantes. She's the Communications Director of Workforce Solutions Borderplex. Bianca, we've known each other a long time, and I'm so proud of your efforts for women's equality.
Thank you so much, Robert. I'm so happy to be here with you guys today. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to talk about this.
It was already pretty bad for single moms before the pandemic.
Right.
But then we gave them a tsunami of stress. What's going on in these lives?
Well, if you think about it, it's already stressful to be a mother, and it's already stressful to be a working mother. So now we have compounded that difficulty and those challenges by having mothers work, do the motherhood thing, childcare, and now you have to deal with the schooling, in addition to affording all of that.
So the pandemic, of course, we had to close the schools down. All the kids are home. I know a lot of parents that they are at their peak stress level because they're not professional educators. They love their kids, but this is a huge burden. How can you find a job if you're trying to educate your kids too?
Absolutely. It's difficult, it's challenging, it's stressful, and it's affecting every industry for us.
Now, you have a disproportionate number of single moms that come through your doors trying to get assistance. So what sort of things are we beginning to talk about obstacles? What are the obstacles you've got to overcome?
What we see a lot at the forefront of everything is the childcare situation. If you're not lucky and you don't have relatives to already help you, you're having to deal with the childcare beyond just taking care of them. You're trying to keep your kids alive. You're trying to feed them. You're trying to educate them, and you're trying to stay sane at the same time. And you're having to do that within a closed environment. I mean, on a lockdown. So those are the major challenges. And trying to just even get up to get through the day is becoming very difficult for these women.
Let's talk a little bit about education. Of course, you told me a stat that if a woman does not have a high school education, 41% make less than men.
Not only are that many not making less, you're seeing a gap in the actual earnings, you're seeing a gap in the wages, so there is a inequality thing happening with females and their male counterparts when it comes to how much they're getting paid, and that is what we're starting to target. Those are the situations that are making us realize we do need to do more as a solutions-oriented organization.
And even if a woman has a bachelor's degree, which is hard to get, still 21% make less than their male counterparts.
And I'll even take it a step further. You can even go as far as getting your master's degree, and you're still in that 20% under level when it comes to whatever it is that you're doing, whatever career that you chose to get a higher level education. You're still facing the same loan debt, you're still facing the same competition, but you're getting paid less, even if you're better at that, or even if you have more experience with it.
Changing one life. So you're trying to tell me that if we can take one single mom, train that individual, get that individual going in a better career, a career that isn't going to go away in the pandemic, what does that do? How does that ripple?
By that, we are definitely impacting the economy positively. We're setting role models for the children, the younger generation. But unfortunately, Robert, even if she goes as far as to getting that higher education and allowing us to support her, there is still the wage gap that we're facing. There is still that situation. And here's why. Childcare. If that woman, and let's say she's just as educated as the man, if that woman has to take more sick leave because her child's sick, and that woman has to afford more childcare, she has to pay for childcare, so it's cutting away at her income. At the end of the day, by the time she hits 65 and her male counterpart that's done the exact same thing has hit 65, she's made collectively approximately $1 million less because she's taken more time off, she's spent more on childcare, and she's also not been able to invest as much into her retirement. So all of it comes together, and yeah, we are helping, and we are helping the economic part, but.
Bianca, I think we've thoroughly gone over all the bad, and there's plenty of problems here.
I can go forever.
When we come back, some solutions. You're not going to believe the innovative ideas they've come up with to help, especially in the area of childcare. Some shocking new news when we come back. Employment solutions, specifically for females who are already disadvantaged, and disadvantaged for a couple of reasons. Number one, the main thing, childcare. They're the ones who end up having to take care of the families. And secondly, the occupations they go into also present a deficit for income. For example, construction jobs, which usually pay very, very well, guess how many? 4% are females. Joining us now, Bianca Cervantes, who says, not good enough. We want to train the female to be the boss. We want to train the female to go into finance. We want to train the female to work at a construction site and get $25 an hour.
Absolutely.
So where do we begin? So now let's talk solutions.
Well, I'm glad you asked. We have a Women's Equality Committee Child Care Center.
Wait a second. So if you have your mom or your aunt who is helping you watch your child, they can apply and get paid for helping you while you're working or looking for a job?
Absolutely, whether you're working, getting training and education, any of those things. So if you qualify for the program, you can bring on your relative to apply and take care of your kids.
You want to make things equal. That could be a potential equalizer. And so even if they wanted to put them into a child care facility, that's fine too. You'll also provide funds for that?
Yes, we'll provide funds and we'll ensure beyond that that it's a quality child care center. So it's early childhood education. It's not just somebody watching your kid, it's somebody also enriching your child.
Okay, so solution number one for working mom, single mom, childcare. Let's get that. And Workforce Solutions Borderplex, you've got a plan.
We've got a plan, and we'll also say, so let's say that your mom lost her job. Well, we just employed her by her becoming your child caretaker.
Brilliant.
Double
Brilliant.
whammy.
Okay, let's talk about this wage disparity. And this drives you crazy because you said at the rate we're going, how many years is it going to take before females are on par with men for what they make?
The non-magic number is 200 years. At the rate that we're going, Robert,
That's
I will
probably
not...
going to be a little longer than we're around.
Hopefully we're still around. With robotics, we might be, but it'll be 200 years before a woman is making the same amount of as a man with all of these issues in gender inequality addressed.
Let's talk about construction. 4% are female. Okay, granted it takes some physical labor, but women can do physical labor too. They just need the training. So how do you answer that?
We actually have a program, we have two separate programs starting with our committee. The first one is Nailed It. It's funded by Bank of America and they're helping us
Nailed it.
Nailed it, yeah. We're gonna bring that woman's spin into it, but we're actually bringing in some women, we're educating them on how to do handiwork, how that they can actually go and fix the leaky faucet in their restroom, whatever. We can help you fix that. We're gonna teach you how to fix those things. So we're gonna educate them with the skills and then we're gonna try to place them in jobs. We're gonna bring in contractor businesses and vouch for the women that we're training. So that's one of our programs.
My plumber Larry says you can make $100,000 a year as a plumber. He just can't find people that will learn it and get their hands a little dirty. I'll bet a lot of ladies would like to do that.
Hire Lori, not Larry.
Yes, that's great. She is the queen of catchy phrases. Nailed it. All right, now Bianca, you'd mentioned the industry of finance. It's a male-dominated industry, and it also pays very well.
Very lucrative. And
your solution?
We are developing a program right now where we want to bring in young females and teach them the world of investing and finance and understanding what they can do with their investments so that they can also spread the word and teach other women about how to invest so that we can bring more women into that industry, but also teach them empowerment, teach them leadership. So aside from just training, we're going to take it a level up, Robert. We're bringing in a life coach element, an assertive communication element. We're going to teach these babes how to be bosses.
I love it. Bianca, thank you so much. Thank you to Workforce Solutions Borderplex. If you want more information, you go to our website, ktsm.com. Click on that Studio9 tab.